Packing your graduate's thing when they need to head to college can be hard. You're dealing with that unique mix of pride and sadness that comes with sending a kid off to seek their fortune. You're figuring out how and where to store what they leave behind, and probably keeping an eye out to make sure they don't try to annex that hat you both like. What I'm saying is, it's complicated and difficult. So much so that many parents don't think about the safety equipment they can send with their kids, along with all the other stuff they're bringing for study, basic needs, and comfort. The good news is that a lot of smart people have done that thinking for us. So today I'd like to introduce you to the 5 things every college student should have with them when they head out to school. Thank you for watching Safest Family on the Block series on college campus safety. The purpose of this series is to keep students safer and parents less worried with easy-to-follow advice based on field testing and expert knowledge. If you like what you see here today, give us a like and a subscribe to help us create more series like this. And if you love it, share it with somebody you love and consider backing us on Patreon for early access and other exclusive perks. Now, on with the show. Number 5, an emergency credit card. Whether that's something you help your graduate apply for and get, or one of your cards you send with them, this gives them access to emergency funds in, well, emergencies. The available balance doesn't have to be high. Just peg it to the cost of a night in a hotel, plus a plane flight or a bus ride home. Any other emergency will end up less expensive than that, or at least that much credit will get them safe and situated enough to last until you can bring more money into the equation. Now, this will require some real talk about what constitutes an emergency, but the good it can do is worth the risk. Number 4, a dorm safety kit. The sad truth is that dorm rooms aren't as secure as they should be. The good news is you can make them more secure with just a few simple items. Now, these include a doorstop, which can be kicked into a closed door at bedtime, jamming it from any attempts at forced entry, even from people with master keys. A motion detector, the cheap kind stores put on entry doors, not the high-end security kind. This can wake your grad up if somebody comes in the room at night while they're sleeping. A small fire extinguisher, and we're talking the $20 one at Home Depot. And this is potentially the best way to create an escape route in a fire. Some glow sticks with lanyards. These provide light during blackouts, and on a lanyard they can increase visibility of anybody wearing them in all kinds of emergencies. And finally, a space blanket. These have a surprising number of uses way beyond keeping people warm. They're cheap and they don't take up any space. Now, I go into some detail about this in a video of its own. See the link right here. You can assemble the kit for way less money than your grad will spend on the first semester of books, and you can send it with them in a Ziploc bag or something fancier if you want. Number 3, a burner phone. The thing about a burner phone is it's always charged and it always has minutes. That means it's there for your grad if they lose their phone, use all their data, or otherwise can't use their regular phone. For best results, make sure it's on a carrier other than your usual plan. That way, if there's a major issue, they have a second infrastructure to rely on for communications. And you may need to have a conversation much like the one about the credit card. If they use the phone regularly, neither the always charged nor the always has minutes thing is reliable. Now, this should be stuck in a drawer where it can be found, checked periodically for recharging, and then ignored until needed. Number 2, a high-lumen flashlight. For $15, you can get an LED flashlight off Amazon that's so bright it can flash off a street sign a quarter mile away and you'll see the reflection. I know, I've done it, and you can get 2 for $20. A high-lumen flashlight works great in blackouts, in bigger emergencies, and for little things like finding your keys in the middle of the night while your roommate's sleeping. They're also an excellent self-defense tool, bright enough to dazzle or even stun an attacker long enough to either sucker punch the bad guys or run away while they still can't see. And unlike most weapons, there's not much harm an attacker can do if they get hold of it and turn it on your grad. They're a safety Swiss Army knife, and their dorm room should have at least one, plus a spare set of batteries. Before moving on to number 1, let's look at 2 honorable mentions you should seriously consider. A fire ladder. If your grad's dorm room is on the 2nd floor or higher, a fire ladder can mean the difference between life and death. Dorm fires are rare, and since the advent of industrial sprinklers, deaths for them, they're even rarer. But it's a small expense and a little space to create an option that otherwise doesn't exist. For the preppers out there, it's not reasonable to stuff a dorm room with a week's worth of emergency supplies, but a backpack full of camping gear provides food, water, shelter, light, and warmth in an easily portable package a lot of college kids use for recreation anyway. It's a go bag without all the drama and weirdness go bags often carry with them. Now, before we get to the number one safety item to send to college with your graduate, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you think I've missed something, leave a comment. And if you love content like this, please do share it around and spread the word. I really appreciate the support. Okay then, number one, a first aid kit. A good first aid kit and the skills to use it can mean in a serious injury that somebody's still alive when the paramedics get there. That does happen, but it's not the only use your grad will have for a well-stocked first aid kit. All those bumps, bruises, colds, fevers, allergy attacks, minor burns, splinters, and cuts, the stuff that's a sign of a young adulthood lived to its fullest, they're all much easier to manage when you have the right equipment on hand. Now, I'm not talking about the $20 kit you can get at Walgreens or Target. Those have low-quality equipment and tend to get stuffed with lots of useless bits to give higher perceived value. I'm also not talking about the $200 model you see at the tactical outlets. Those are high quality, but they're above the pay grade of your average college student. For about $30, you can assemble exactly what you need, something just a little more robust than your car kit, and it will manage anything your grad or their friends will need that doesn't require professional assistance. I'll show you how in this video here, or check the notes for a link to a blog post with the same information. So that's the list. Is there anything you disagree with? Anything I forgot? Tell me about it in the comments. For more college safety tips for new graduates, check out the videos here to the right, and don't forget to like and subscribe. The liking helps us bring you more content like this. The subscribe helps you not miss it when it comes. Stay safe, everybody. We'll see you next time.